Welcome to this week's Double Bass with the Bass Pixie. This week we're going to take a look at flats and sharps. So what is a flat? I hear you asking me. And what is a sharp? Well, that's actually more of a complicated question than you realise. It's a simple concept that I learned when I was very, very little. And when coming to breaking this down and trying to explain it, it's actually a lot more difficult than I envisaged it was. But it is actually a genuinely simple concept. So bear with me and we will walk through what exactly is a flat and what exactly is a sharp. Let's actually start getting into the nitty-gritty of flats and sharps and notes in general. So if you've seen my video of the C major scale, you'll have heard me refer to the C major scale as having no flats or sharps. So the C major scale is made up of these notes. It goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so they're just letters of the alphabet for you complete beginners. You're just like, why do we have letters of the alphabet? And I mean, one of the questions is, why does it stop at G? That is a question for another day. But you'll notice there was no C flat or F sharp or anything in there. It was just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So the reason we have letters as representations for this is because we humans, we love to categorize things. And we do that because it's easier to communicate what we're trying to do. So if you're trying to communicate sound, you can obviously hum. You could be like, and that's fine. But if you're trying to teach it, it doesn't quite work that way. So we assigned letters. So I could say to my guitarist, we're playing this in the key of C major. And my guitarist says, oh, I know which strings to play and which sounds I want in that song. So it's just a way we can talk about it. What we do need to know that in Western music, we deal in semitones and tones. They are just names for the distance between one frequency and another frequency. And a semitone is half the distance between one sound and the next that a tone is. So you can hear the difference. A semitone sounds like this, and a tone, so there's a little bit further distance. So all the letters are and all this categorization is just giving names to sounds. So going back to our C major, you'd be a sensible human to think that C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You'd think that they're all the same distance apart. So they're all maybe tones, C to D tone, D to E tone, E to F tone, or they're all semitones, C to D, semitone, D to E, semitones. No, they're not. And there's quite a long history as to why, but it's all about how the notes sound together and what frequencies complement each other and what sounds good to a human ear. So the structure of the C major scale or any major scale whatsoever goes tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So if we do that in relation to the C major scale, C to D, tone, D to E, tone, E to F, semitone, F to G, tone, G to A, tone, A to B, tone, B to C, semitone. Double bassists, do you need a trustworthy and reliable place to buy your music gear? Do you want recommended products that have been tried and tested? And do you want to keep supporting this channel so I can bring you guys more videos? Well then, go below and check out my affiliate link for my Thomann affiliate store. It's full of products that I've personally used and would recommend that come with the Bass Pixie seal of approval, from double bass gear to studio gear to gigging gear and even things like merch boxes and other crazy little bits that are kind of cool and fun to have. So if you want to keep supporting the channel and you are just shopping, you don't have to spend any more. It is great prices and it's the same prices on Thomann. It just, every time you purchase through my link, it helps support what we do here. So now that you understand that a semitone is half of a tone, and we're going tone, tone, semitone, in the C major scale, there's got to be something between that C and that D. So we don't have like, C.5 in the alphabet and stuff like that. So we use flats and sharps to put a name for the things that are in between those notes. Okay, it's just an easy way to communicate music and the sounds that they make. Now, when you get into really advanced music theory, you'll understand why flats and sharps are really necessary. Right now, you don't need to do that. All you need to know is that they are there, they exist. So now I'm going to confuse you just a little bit further. That note between the C and the D, that note is a C sharp, but it is also a D flat. Now, that isn't as confusing as it sounds. So which leads me back to the original question. What is a sharp and what is a flat? Let's start with a flat. A flat is literally just a semitone down from any other note. Okay? So if you've got a C flat is a semitone down from a C. Now, funnily enough, the semitone down from the C is actually a B. So in certain key signatures, you can write a C as a C flat. You actually have to, for it to make sense. Again, advanced music theory, you just got to trust me on this one. But that C flat is actually, it's a B. So like if you are a piano player, you'll see there's a note, there's a physical note, there's a B. If you're a double bass player, so there's your C, there's your B. But that B is a semitone down from your C, just there, just beneath it. And it's a C flat because it is the flat of C. Now you can even have double flats, okay? So if we had a C double flat, that's just 2 semitones down from C. So if you C, your C flat, and your C flat flat, okay? Your C flat flat is also a B flat because it's 1 semitone down from B. So it's just a way for us to understand how music works and to write it and to communicate it in language. You don't have to panic about the double flats. You will almost never see these, not until your high grades and you're reading music and all this kind of stuff. And I'm never going to refer to double flats. I'm going to be like, now we're going to play a C double flat. No, it's not going to happen, not in these videos. This is advanced music theory. So we're not even going to think about things like that. But it does just help illustrate the point. Because then when we get onto the sharps, you can understand that a sharp is a semitone above. And that's all it is. So a C is here and a C sharp is one above. Now there's no whole note, whole letter name for that. It's either a C sharp or we come 1 semitone down from the D to D flat. It's exactly the same place. So obviously you play D here, you play D here, and it's 1 semitone down from there, which makes it a D flat. But it also makes a C sharp because it's 1 semitone up from C. So the only reason you have the names sharp and flat is depending on what key you're in. One of the rules of thumb is you don't mix sharps and flats 99.9% of the time. So say I'm writing out a piece of music and it's got a very beautiful melody, and that melody has this note in it. Okay, so I'm in A major. That note itself is not in the key of A major. Now the key is like, you put your key signature at the beginning of a piece of music and you just assume, for A major specifically, that every C you play is a C sharp. So you never play a C, you play C sharp. If it's written as a C. If you've got an F, it's always an F sharp. And if you've got a G, it's always a G sharp, no matter what. That's called a key signature. It's at the beginning of your piece. It's like a reference. So you know that when you see a C, every single time it's sharp. And it just stops the composer having to write 4 billion sharps throughout the piece. Because every C, every F, and every G is a sharp. Now, we're going to play this note in that melody, which is not in the key of A major. So you can't, and if you know anything about music, you've got your little bar lines and all this, and each bar line is a letter and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to do, it's an E, maybe, or it's a D, maybe, because it's somewhere between that E and the D, right? It could be an E flat, it could be a D sharp. Now, the rule of thumb is that you just don't put flats in with sharps. They don't mix. They're like, I don't know, two people who really hate each other, or I don't know, sausages and jelly. You just don't put them together. It is one of those things. So in this key, that note is in between D and E. So it's 1 note below E, which would make it an E flat. So nope, it's not an E flat because we don't write E flats in A major. It's a D sharp because it is 1 semitone above the D. So you write a D sharp just if you want to put that note, that specific sound, that specific frequency in that piece of music. So there you have it, sharps and flats. Sharps, semitone above, flats, a semitone below. So I hope that has kind of demystified this whole concept for you and not confused you further, but they are necessary to understand and know. I hope this has just dived a little bit deep into music theory and helped you figure out, when I'm waffling on about scales and sharps and flats and all this kind of stuff, that this kind of just gives you a little bit more insight and a little bit more understanding to what's actually happening on the music theory. If you are a patron, there is a little extra video on there which will help you understand sharps and flats better, and just a little quiz testing your knowledge and helping you practice figuring out which is which. So have a look, go over to the website and grab that. If you're not already a patron and you want to be, you can sign up over at patreon.com/theBassPixie. This starts at as little as support for £3 a month, which just helps me make more videos for you guys. So we've got more content coming out. And behind the scenes, I am slowly building a comprehensive course that should hopefully lead from beginner to somewhere around intermediate or advanced intermediate. It's wherever my level stops when I finish the course, basically. I'm constantly learning myself. I am definitely no expert, but I am here to teach my method of learning the double bass for you guys, the Bass Pixie method, which is hopefully a little bit less boring than some of the others. Not that music's boring, because you know. So if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up down below, and also subscribe to the channel for more videos, and see you again. Keep rocking.